8.
Shabbat Shalom. Before we get started, just a reminder to those of you here in the temple, please turn off your cell phones.
And would all of you please remember to tell Rochelle to turn hers back on afterwards?
That's why she can't get hold of me until Monday
Tuesday.
morning.
It was Tuesday. Come on, it was Tuesday.
You're right, it was Tuesday. Okay, for those of you who don't already know, I'm Rochelle Lafer, and I serve on the board as the president of this wonderful congregation. Tonight, our service will be led by Rabbi Carla Friedman. Michelle Schaefer will be lighting the Shabbat candles. And we will not have a Torah service this morning since we have Shabbat morning services tomorrow morning.
I don't know how to break this to you, but it's evening.
Is it?
You just said we aren't going to have a Torah service this morning.
This morning, okay. We'll have one tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
This
Boker
evening.
Or, yes.
Okay.
We
Well,
haven't
we
even done
are
Kiddush yet.
celebrating Veterans Day. We have some wonderful vets here in the congregation, some of whom have managed to find their hats and whatever. So it is great to have you all here, and Michelle Schaefer has outdone herself this year. Well done, Michelle. Okay, we do have some guests with us this evening. Matthew Kingston. Kingston. Matthew, how long are you in town for?
2 more days.
Okay, and then you head back to?
Asheville, North Carolina.
Oh, not too bad. Okay,
Nice drive.
not too much snow there. Okay, and we have Les and Eric Apple, who are in from Ohio. Welcome. Hope you enjoy the service. Okay.
Are you done then?
I'm done. It's all you.
Oh, good. We're going to begin, as we like to do, with an opportunity to set the week aside and to make ourselves present to Shabbat. So I'm going to ask you to put your feet on the floor and your back against the chair. And I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and just allow yourself to settle in. Just relax. Let your shoulders drop a little bit. Breathe normally. Just let yourself relax. And as you're doing that, I want you to form a picture in your mind of a river that's flowing steadily, strongly. And then the river comes to an island in the middle of it. And the river slows down and barely makes its way around the island. And you are on the island. And you can see the river only if you stand and look at it. But if you turn away from the river and you look at the island, you are in a different place. You are in the island of Shabbat. You are in a place where whatever the river is carrying with it has no impact at all. You are in a place that is separate and different and peaceful and restful and comfortable, and you are there to enjoy it. So I want you to walk around the island for a minute. Walk around, look at the trees, listen for the birds, look, find a clearing, find a place to sit, and just listen. And now I'd like you to stand up from that seat, shake your legs out a little bit, and walk around a little bit, and open your eyes. Welcome back. We're going to begin with a text from Psalm 133. It says how good it is for us to be together, and we're going to sing that. It will be introduced to you, and then you have to sing. Hine ma tov.
Hine ma tov u'manayim. Try that. Hine ma tov u'manayim. Listen, shevet achim gam yachad. Try that. Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim. Try that. Hine ma tov u'manayim. Listen, shevet achim gam yachad. Try that. Shevet achim gam yachad. That's the whole thing. Try that. Hine ma tov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad. Repeat after me. How good it is. How good it is. How sweet it is. How sweet it is. This will be together. To be together on this day. To be together. To be together on this day. How good it is. How good it is. How sweet it is. How sweet it is. To be together on this day. Can you go for that with me? To be together on this day. Hine ma tov. Hine ma tov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is. How good it is. How sweet it is. How sweet it is. To be together on this day. How good it is. How good it is. How sweet it is. How sweet it is. To be together on this day. Hine ma tov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad. Okay, one more part. Listen to this. It goes like this. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. You have that in you? Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. Listen, shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. You guys, shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. That's the whole thing. Try that. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. How good it is. How good it is. How sweet it is. How sweet it is. To be together on this day. How good it is. How good it is. How sweet it is. How sweet it is. To be together on this day. Hine ma tov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim. Shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad.
We're going to continue now with the lighting of the Shabbat candles. Michelle Schaefer is going to join me up here. The text is on the screen.
myself together. Do I do the reading first?
You
source of light and truth.
Microphone.
I could use my outside voice.
Go ahead. Let's see how that works.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you. Yeah, I'll take
This
it.
out of the
Yep,
way.
there it is. Thank you. And we're going to continue with Kiddush, which is going to be on the screen. It's on page 123 if you are looking in the prayer book. For those of you who are joining us from home this evening, if you have a glass of wine, this is a good opportunity to raise it, and we invite people in the sanctuary to please rise for Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho B'ahava uvratzon hinlanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta v'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. L'chaim. And we continue with the reading, which is on the screen. Like I said, it's on the screen. Please join me. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy within my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. And we're going to continue with Shalom Aleichem. Do sing along.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShabbat, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leshalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Balchuni leshalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem leshalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
For all occasions. We are going to continue with Chatzi Kaddish, which is both on the screen and on page 144 for those of you with prayer books. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Amen. B'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala, uvizman kariv, v'imeru. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach, le'alam ulal me'almaya. Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, V'yithadar, v'yithalev, v'yithalal, Shmei Dekudesha, B'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Damiran be'alma, V'imeru. And we have now completed the introductory section of the service, and the call to worship, which follows next, will begin the service proper. Please rise for the call to worship. I do one, you do the other. Oops. Lie, 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 lie. 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 Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Baruch Hu et Adonai hamivorach. Baruch Adonai hamivorach leolam va'ed. Lai, 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 lai. 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 And we continue with a reading which is on page 148 in the prayer book and on the screen. Please read with me. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. And we continue with Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amecha ahavta Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu Nishobeinu Ukumenu Nasiach bechukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha Uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu Ve'orech yameinu Uvahem negeh yomam Yomam v'layla Ve'ahavat tasir Mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael Ohev Amo Yisrael.
It's amazing how, with a different melody, I feel like I couldn't remember the words.
Well, you can always open the book.
Yes.
Just saying, you know. We're going to continue now with the Shema, which is on the screen, and the Shema is on page 152 in the prayer book, if you are following it there. Please rise. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem emet. And we're going to continue with the reading, which is going to be on the screen, and there it is. It's also on page 235 if you're following in the prayer book. Please read with me. If we can hear the words from Sinai, then love will flow from us, and we shall serve all that is holy with all our intellect and all our passion and all our life. If we can serve all that is holy, we shall be doing all that humans can to help the rains to flow, the grasses to be green, the grains to be golden like the sun, and the rivers to be filled with life once more. All the children of God shall eat, and there will be enough. But if we turn from Sinai's words and serve only what is common and profane, making gods of our own comfort or power, then the holiness of life will contract for us. Our world will grow inhospitable. Let us therefore lace these words into our passion and our intellect and bind them as a sign upon our hands and eyes. Let us write them in mezuzot upon our doors and teach them to our children. Let us honor the generations that came before us, keeping the promise for those yet to be. And mi chamocha.
Bailim Adonai, mi kamocha, nedar b'kodesh nora tehilot, osef eleh, osef eleh. Mi kamocha, bailim נדר בקודש נורא תהילו אוסף אלך אוסף אלך מלכותך ראו בניך בוקי הים לפני משה מרים, זהה לי ענו ואמרו, Adonai yimloch le'olam ha'ed. Mi kamocha ba'enim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh Torah te'ilo osef eleh, osef eleh. Together. Mi kamocha ba'enim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh Torah te'ilo osef eleh, osef eleh, osef eleh, osef eleh.
Did you see Alana Arian playing the violin? Did you notice? No? Yes. Alana Arian was playing the violin. She also taught us Hine Matov earlier tonight. Yes. Yeah, she gets around. Yes. Page 159, or on the screen, let's read together. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. And we continue with Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom ve'hamidenu shomereinu lechaim ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha v'takenenu v'etzah tova milfanecha. Let us lie down in peace. Help us wake up with life. Shelter us, shelter us, shelter us. Light in the darkness that seems to find us. Fill the hunger in our hearts that bind us. Shelter us, shelter us, shelter us. Shelter us, shelter us, shelter us, shelter us, shelter us. Erase the anger upon our faces, blanket us in your good graces. Shelter us, shelter us, shelter us. Remove our hands from the sword of sorrow, make us grateful for tomorrow. Shelter us, shelter us, shelter לנו סוכת שלומך ותקננו בעצה טובה מלפניך.
Join me in the reading which is on the screen, please. A great pianist was once asked by an ardent admirer, "How do you handle the notes as well as you do?" The artist answered, "The notes I handle no better than many pianists, but the pauses between the notes, that's where the art resides. In great living as in great music, the art may be in the pauses. Surely one of the enduring contributions which Judaism made to the art of living was the Shabbat, the pause between the notes. And it is to the Shabbat that we must look if we are to restore to our lives the sense of serenity and sanctity which Shabbat offers in such joyous abundance." Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
That man could sing the phone book.
I think there are a few people here who are wondering what these Reform Jews will come up with next. So I just wanted to point out to you that that was recorded by Cantor Ozzie Schwartz at Park Avenue Synagogue in New York, and it's a conservative congregation. Do they tango in the aisles? Probably. Probably. They would if they did it at B'nai Jeshurun, I can tell you that. Well, from the various assorted melodies and influences we've been exposed to this evening, we now come back to home base for the Amidah, the central prayer of all of our services. And the text for the Amidah will be on the screen. And it begins on page 164 in the prayer book. Please, we will sing some of it together in Hebrew at the beginning. Then there will be some English texts to read, and then we will reconvene together for Oseh Shalom. Please rise for the Amidah. While you're sitting there, count the house. Count the house. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei hakol, v'zocher chazdei avot v'imahot, u'mevi geula livnei v'neihem, leman shemo be'ahava, melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Ata gibor leolam Adonai, mechaye hakol ata, Rav lehoshia, mashiva ruach umorida gashem, mechalkel chaim bechesed, mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim v'rofei cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al gevurot, umido melach, melech meimit umechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata l'hachayot hakol, baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah, baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי וגואלי עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. Holy One, source of all, grant us peace, your most precious gift. Give us strength to serve you in truth, and let us say Amen. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן 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 amen.
Well, this is where we come to our tribute to our veterans. This is the reason that we are assembled as we are this evening. We're going to honor men and women who served in the military in a number of different countries. Well, we used to do a number of different countries, but we only have a couple left of countries. And it is a sad thing to note that many of our veterans who were proudly here with us in years past are no longer available. And so it becomes even more important that we pay tribute to those who are available. And so that's what we're going to do this evening. Michelle is going to do that. Are you going to do it from over there?
I will.
Okay, then you need to pull your microphone this time. Okay. Okay, and Michelle, it's all yours.
I'd like to start by saying thank you to all the veterans for their service, and I will be reading your names, and where I have been provided with a photograph of you while you were in service. I am thrilled to be able to present that. If you have not previously given me a photograph, I invite you that it is not too late, and we'll include your photographs in the future. And at the end of my portion of this evening's service, we're going to ask all of the veterans to stand. So I'll ask you to stay seated while your name is read, but we'll all stand together at the end. Can we have the first slide? So we have quite a few members in our congregation. As you can see from this slide, we have mostly Army veterans, but we also have members of all the services in uniform represented, with exception of the newest service, which is the Space Force. We do not have any representatives yet of the Space Force in our congregation, but that service has recently become one of our services. We have also all the services that are in uniform. So as you can see from the slide, we represent both the United States and our allied force from Great Britain, the United Kingdom. We don't have anybody here representing any of the other allied forces. And unfortunately, several years ago, we lost the member of the Israeli Defense Force from our congregation. So we remember all of those veterans as well. Next slide. So, Jeff Beller, United States Army. Robert Berg, United States Navy. And I'll point out that if I did not have your photograph, I have used a stock photo that is available from the internet. Ed Birkin, Air Force. Harvey Berman, Army, United States Army. Martin Beverly, United States National Guard. Arthur Chosmer, United States Public Health Service. Bob Kobe, Army. Bernard Cohn, oops, I've got them out of order. Bob Conti, United States Coast Guard. I think he's our only Coast Guard member. Bernard Cohn, United States Navy. Gil Daniels, United States Army. Mark Korej, Air Force. Joel Danzig, United States Army. Dan Ehrenfeld, United States Navy. Gerald Fleischman, United States Army. Roland Ford Jr., United States Army. John Gampson, United States Navy. Martin Goodstein, United States Army. Joe Graff, Marine Corps. Martin Hurwitz, United States Army. Harry Jones, United States Air Force. Raymond Califf, United States Army. Bernard Katz, United States Navy. Fred Levine, United States Army. Jerome Levy, United States Army. Seymour Lichtenthal, Navy. Martin Lutzker, United States Army. David Markowitz, United States Navy. Helen McAnich, Royal Air Force. Michael Meyer, United States Army. Bob Michelson, Army. Donald Mostov, Air Force. And I would just mention, can we go back to that although the Women's Army Service Program was not officially part of the Air Force until the 1970s, they, in fact, were an integral part of our World War II effort. Gary Nat Boney, United States Army. Les Rapkin, United States Army. Ronald Rosen, United States Army. Jerome Rosenberg, United States Air Force. Bill Schaefer, United States Air Force. Jerry Shari, United States Air Force. Barry Schwartz, United States Army. Ralph Shaw, Royal Ordnance Corps, British Army. Joe Sheff, United States Navy. Joel Seitz, United States Army. Paul Silk, United States Air Force. Peter Sobel, United States Navy. Harold Siskin, United States Navy. Gary Stern, United States Army. Marvin Sam Sudman, United States Army. Jeffrey Sturm, United States Army. Sam Zions, United States Army. Don Zion, United States Navy. Michelle Atkins Schaefer, United States Army. Can I have the next slide, please? These slides represent the Passover that I celebrated aboard the Canard Princess, which was the R&R ship docked in Bahrain, just off the coast of Saudi Arabia in the Arabian Gulf during Operation Desert Shield Desert Storm. And I had the privilege of going to this R&R ship for Passover. With approximately 400 other Jewish service personnel from all branches. This was made possible by the leadership at CENTCOM, notably General Schwarzkopf, and the senior Jewish chaplain who's pictured in the it would be to my right, I believe it's to your left, Rabbi David Zallis, who coordinated with a large number of Jewish organizations to provide each participant at the Seder with a package of kosher foods that we could return to our units with. After 3 days aboard the ship, we were returned to our normal duties. Next slide. So tonight, I'm here just to mention that we have an organization called Kosher Troops, which continues to provide this vital service and have shipped to date over 87,000 boxes of kosher foods and holiday gifts, such as gelt and dreidels, to service members all over the globe. And they do this for all the holidays. They have provided tefillin, they have provided Shabbat candles. And so as we recognize our veterans for their service tonight, I ask that you consider supporting our tzedakah efforts that Barbara Nova spearheads and make a donation to Kosher Troops. If you want more information, you can check out their website, which is just straightforward koshertroops.com. They are a 501c3 organization. I am personally collecting member checks made out to Kosher Troops and will send them to them in time to support their Hanukkah drive. You can find my address in the newsletter or in the synagogue directory. Next slide, please. So veterans, I ask you now to please stand. And to all of you veterans who are not here this evening, I say sincerely thank you for your service.
We're going to ask the vets to please remain standing for a moment. Michelle?
Where do you want me to stand?
Well, I think you need to stand somewhere closer over here. Wander this way a little more, a little more. We're doing this so that the folks at home can see the veterans who are standing this evening. And again, we want to thank you for your service and your dedication to your country. Thank you all. You may be seated. As Michelle said, we lost our one and only vet who served in the Israel Defense Force, Ram Miuchas, unfortunately, a couple of years ago, yes. And I thought in remembrance of Ram, we would offer an additional Mishaberach this evening. This is a very beautiful Mishaberach that is sung for the soldiers of the Israel Defense Force. So this is separate from what we will do for our congregants and for the people you pray for privately. But let's have the Mishaberach for Tzahal, the Tzva Hagana LeYisrael, the Israel Defense Force.
מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל העומדים על משמר ארצנו והרי אלוהינו מן הלבנון ועד מדבר מצרים ומן הים הגדול עד לבוא הערבה ביבשה הקמים עלינו ניגפים לפניהם הקדוש ברוך הוא ישמור ויציל את חיילינו מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשה ידיהם ידבר שונאינו תחתיהם ויעטרם בכתר ישועה ובעטרת ניצחון ויקוים בהם הכתוב כי אדוני אלוהיכם ההולך עמכם להילחם לכם עם אויביכם להושיע אתכם
And as always, we're going to offer a prayer for members of the congregation. We're going to start with some music. Then we will stop for the names of our congregants whom we're praying for. Then I will give you the opportunity to offer prayers for your own personal list. We're going to do that a little bit differently this evening, and so when we come to the opportunity for you to offer your own list of prayers, you will hear and see the music softly playing in the background. But in the meantime, let's begin with the Mishaberach, Elna Refana La, actually. Tonight we are offering prayers for Beverly Adler, Robert Berg, Elaine Bialer, Barry Brown, Andrea Chasen, Freda Cohen, Marianne Fink, Joan Frankel Ford, Batsheva Sarah Gamaran, Nancy Goodstein, Liz Jacobs, Marcia Katz, Verdna Kelly, Marlis Markovitz, Bonnie Meyer, Amy Mogul, Paula Newberger, Faye Nippon, Leslie Rapkin, Fanny Reese, Betty Sarlin, Jacqueline Schindler, Mark Schoenholtz, Brenda Shapiro, Roz Shapiro, Joe Sheff, Norman Toff, Ruth Turchin, Eugene Udowin, Leslie Zwain, Amit Ben Shirley, Ariel Bat Rivka, Ariella Bat Shoshana, Chana Pesa Bat Golda, Chaya Esther Bat Chana, Devora Bat Ruth, Esther Badana Bat Shena Malka, Henya Rachel Bat Sarah, Heshleb Ben Devora, Yosef Shmuel Ben Bertha, Leib Shalom Ben Yechiel Michael, Manya Bat Fredel, Masha Bat Esther, Menachem Ben Frima, Mindela Bat Frima, Mordechai Ben Sarah, Moshe Hersh Ben Rivka, Pesach Lev Ben Sarah, Sarah Mindel Bat Chanaleah, Shena Leah Bat Devora, Shirley Bat Sarah, Shulamit Bat Zilla, Cyril Reza Bat Esther, Velvel Ben Hindabela, and Yonatan Ben Chassia. Now we're going to continue playing the music, and you will have the opportunity to think about the people for whose health and well-being you personally pray. As you're thinking about these people, please articulate their names silently. We're going to continue with Aleinu, which is on page 586 in the prayer book. The texts will be on the screen. Please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, lateit gedula liotzer breishit, shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vigor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim Lifnei Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shehu Noteh Shamayim V'Yoser Haaretz V'Yikaro Bashamayim Mima'al Ushrinatu Zo Begovhei Meromim Hu Eloheinu Ein Od Emet Malkeinu Efes Zulato Kakatu B'Torato V'yadata hayom v'hashevota elevavecha Ki Adonai hu ha-Elohim Bashamayim mimal V'al haaretz mitachat ein od. And we read together, may we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Loved, each of us, for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad ushemo echad. We're going to continue with a reading which is on page 597, and it will also be on the screen. Let's read together. Remember our people who suffered and died so that we could be free and secure. May their memory be more than a distant shadow, for their dreams left unfulfilled and lives taken too soon, we remember. Remember our brothers and sisters whose sacrifice kept the dream of democracy and justice alive. May their courage be our inspiration and strength. For life cut short and vision unrealized, we remember. Remember the fallen of our armed services, the victims of terror and tragedy. May the darkness of their loss not obscure the light of peace. They were in love with our land and in love with life. For the agony, the tears, the mothers and the fathers, for the children who were and for the children yet to be, we remember. This Shabbat, the congregation remembers the following people: Milton Augenstein, father of J. Augenstein; Manuel Nippon, father of Sid Sharo and Faye Nippon, yes. Eugene Sohaki, late husband of Winnie Goldklang; Rosalie Berman, mother of Maggie Guzinski; John Markowitz, nephew of Marcia Karp; Lee Otis Kelly, father of Verdna Kelly; Helen Leshen, mother-in-law of Joan Leshen; Tilly Levine, mother of Fred Levine; Alfred Michelson, father of Bob Michelson; Agnes Kaplan, mother of Sandy Michelson; Max Goldenkrantz, father of Susan Pernick; Gloria Goldberg, mother of Joy Rosen; Bertram Binderman, father of Harriet Seckel; Kevin Spitz, nephew of Bruce Spitz; Elliot Winston, stepfather of Mitch Tandit; Carolyn Meadows; Carol Goldblatt; Max Sobel; Alfred Hauft; Ruth Nathanson and Miriam Oxhorn, and we are counting Shloshim for Bert Bennett, husband of Temple member Jean Bennett, and for Frances Sheff, the wife of Joe Sheff. Kaddish is on page 598, and it will be on the screen. Please rise for Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach irute v'yamlich malchute, B'chaye chon u'v'yomei chon u'v'chaye d'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'v'zman kariv imru Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam lalmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudsha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Please be seated. Now, the high point of the whole evening, the announcements. This should be fun.
Well, thank you, Rabbi Carla, for the wonderful job, as usual. And to our awesome temp team hiding in the closet, thank you, ladies, and Jen. Are there any simchas that anyone would like to share with us tonight? Anybody? Nothing good happening, huh?
Slow simcha season.
Tough. Okay. All right. Well, tonight's Oneg is sponsored by Nina Malinak, and this is in honor of Beckett, her great-nephew, who is celebrating his 4th birthday. Okay. Saturday, tomorrow morning, we have Shabbat services. We will begin at 10 a.m., and hopefully we will have a minyan at 10 a.m. So if you're available, come on over. We can always use the help. That will be followed by lunch at 11:30 and Torah study at noon. Torah study will be both live and on Zoom. On Sunday, we're being treated to a wonderful program from 2 to 4 p.m. Ralph Shaw is going to be sharing with us his story, Surviving the Holocaust. And as you can tell from his garb this evening, he was in Great Britain at that point, correct? Correct. Okay. So that should be a very interesting program. Come on over. Please let Ricky Bauman know this evening if you're going to be attending and you're not on her list yet. On Tuesday, the 15th, we will have continuing Hebrew on Zoom at 1:30 to 3, followed by Biblical Hebrew Grammar, also on Zoom from 3 to 4:30. Thursday, the 17th, Jewish Studies from 3 to 4:30 via Zoom. And on Friday, the 18th, we're back here for Shabbat services, 7:30 to 9 in person and live Zoomed. And we also have a class on Thursday from 1:30 to 3, Biblical Hebrew.
Yes. We're dedicated.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's a
yes.
tough group.
That is a tough group, yeah.
Okay, one other announcement. Oh, this is, if you haven't seen Ralph's picture on the screen today, we'll put this up in the back. This is Ralph during the London Blitz of World War II. Nice picture, Ralph. You're a cutie.
Why weren't you wearing the right tie there, Ralph? Why? What is that? Yeah.
Barbara?
Book club,
Oh.
Monday, 10:30 on Zoom.
Okay,
Book club,
anything
Monday.
else I forgot? Barbara?
Yeah,
Yes, Sisterhood Board meeting, Tuesday at 9:30 on Zoom.
Okay, some of this was not on our calendar. Michelle?
I think Nina wants all of the veterans to remain in the sanctuary at
Yes.
the end of the service.
So she can get a photo.
Get a photo.
correct.
Okay.
yes.
And Nina?
first, the,
Women of
Women of
distinction.
distinguished.
program, information to how to get a ticket for the event, was in the last show on news, and we are honoring Beth Israel's Woman of Distinction, Donna Wiener.
Donna Wiener.
Weiner, whatever. Yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Shabbat
Okay.
shalom.
okay. Well, we are going to conclude our service today, and we only do this, I think, twice a year with what we're going to do now. We're going to see some folks from West Point, and they will be singing, and I expect you will be as well, the Star-Spangled Banner. Please rise.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, perhaps. Somebody asked me a little while ago, just before the service, about John Gamson, who's not here this evening. John is at home with COVID. He would have been here, you can be sure. So we're going to ask the vets to please come forward so we can get you up here and take a picture. And everybody else is welcome to join me in the social hall, and we'll make the bracha, and the vets can catch up.